Do you own a house on Cherokee Lake? I get several calls from people who live on Cherokee Lake. They're thinking about selling their home, but they always have several questions before they want me to come out. One of the big questions that I get is, does it matter when I sell my lake house? So obviously, if you're familiar with Cherokee Lake, you know that our lake levels fluctuate, and we are now entering that time of year where lake levels are coming down. Normally by the end of November, 1st of December, they're going to be at their lowest point, and they won't start coming up again until usually around the 1st of April or so. I get the question, why does it matter when I put my home on the market? Obviously, listing the home during the summer months, the house is going to look better because your lake frontage is going to look better. But over the 12 years that I've been selling real estate, a lot of people will come look at lake houses in the winter months. Your serious buyers, those buyers who are familiar with Cherokee Lake, who are familiar with how TVA draws our water down, want to come and look at lake houses in the winter months. And their reasoning is, if we love it during the winter months when it's at its absolute ugliest, we know that we're going to be super ecstatic when that lake comes in and it's 10 times as beautiful. I think it does matter as far as time on the market, because most of the time lake homes are going to sell between May and the end of September. But if you need to sell your home, I don't think it's going to hurt you to necessarily list during the winter months. You just have to understand it may be on the market a little bit longer than if we listed during prime lake season. Another question that I get is, how quickly can I expect my home to sell? Some people want to sell their house, but maybe they're talking to me in May about selling their lake home, but they still want to be able to use it a little bit during the summer before they give that up. There's no set answer. If I look at the lake homes that have sold in 2024 on Cherokee Lake, the average days on the market for those homes is about 100 right now, but the median is 9.5. Now, I'm going to tell you that 9.5 number is a little bit deceiving, because there's one particular home that sold in the earlier part of this year. It was only on the market for 3 days when it went under contract, so it had 3 days on the market. However, that same home had been listed with two other realtors previously for over 100 days on the market and did not sell. The 9.5 days can be deceiving, because if a home has been listed previously, that listing expired, they pulled it off the market, they relisted with another agent, those days that they were on the market with a previous agent do not reflect. But I do tell my sellers, based on the price of the house, I give them an expectation of how long I think it's going to take. Normally, homes in this area that are priced 600 and above, you're looking at 3 to 4 months on the market. The lake market has not been as strong this year as it had in previous years, and we are seeing lake homes sit on the market a little bit longer. The biggest thing, I think, in terms of selling a lake house right now, is we have sellers who want to make that number one mistake in selling their home, and they want to overprice it. They want to get that pie in the sky price that they could have gotten in 2021. That's not going to happen right now. So you have to be realistic about the value of your home in today's market. If you overprice your home, you're looking at probably 4, 5, 6 months on the market. You want to make sure that you're pricing it right. The location of your home on the lake is also going to make a difference in how long you're on the market. If you're in a cove, you're probably going to sit on the market longer. If you're on the main channel, but you're in a gated community, that may affect your time on the market. So there's a lot of different factors. There's really not a cut and dry answer of how quickly will your home sell. A lot of times lake sellers want to know, can we sell our home furnished? This is especially true if it's been a vacation home for them that wasn't their primary residence. They've got another house that's already full of furniture. They don't need all this. A lot of times lake homes can sell furnished. It all depends on who the end buyer is. But if we were to get a buyer that says, I absolutely do not want this furniture, I want it gone by the time we get to closing, we have avenues to help you get rid of that furniture. We can always advertise it, but at the end, if the buyer doesn't want it, we're going to have a plan in place to get that furniture out of the house. The last question that I get from sellers is typically going to be, who do you see is buying this home? And they're not asking for like a particular name, but they're asking me, is it going to be a local? Is it going to be somebody from out of state? Is it going to be somebody who's retiring? Is it going to be somebody who is moving here for a vacation home? Are they going to have a family? And I usually can give them a pretty good answer to that question, depending on where they are on the lake, the price range of that house, the amenities that it may have. You can create the avatar, and you do that on a listing so that you know how to direct your marketing towards those people. Those are questions I get a lot of times from home sellers on a lake house. If you have a particular question about selling your lake home, feel free to send me a DM or leave me a comment below.